Good evening. Excuse me, Malcolm. Good evening. Welcome. Greetings to Grace Walking Ministries. I am Pastor Zborzio Karabaha. Grace Undefined. I am intrigued by those above the law, whether it be the present administration. 27 times, I do believe, President Barack Obama said, I cannot write law 27 times. Yet not only did he write law, he handed $1.1 trillion to criminals. Allow me. I'm trying to do bulk. I have the internet connection, but it is not functioning properly. Soon that will all be taken care of. Okay, I was speaking about protocol to law. Who can do it? Who has the power to create law? Huh? Who? This is Gardner J.S. Balk. This is by someone already did this to David the Clapper ride. That I must do it again. I find it to be annoying, for I do not sell these videos yet. So far, it's doing its thing. That's as high as you can get in Audacity. In stating, because it is a lie to say, we the people uphold the living document, the Constitution of the United States of America. Today, here, they put up a beautiful flag. I mean, it is. It's bulk. I've only seen one flag this humongous. It's like saying, America, we love you. We're sorry, but we love you. I looked at that today, and I mean, I felt the beauty. I felt the freedom, the liberty, the justice, all stolen by a people claiming to love America, but allow corporations, the ilk of True Blue Company, Labor Ready. Stephen Cooper is the CEO. Let me lower this some. I don't want to. I have the window open. In a small town of Palacios, we would sleep with our windows open and our doors unlocked. Most normal. And that was a population of 5,000. Survives protocol. Whether it be sports, whatever venue, there is protocol. If you're moving, there is protocol. If you're working, there is protocol. It survives. Then we have the corporations, like Robert Funk, CEO of Express Temporary, who sent out over, 200 illegals? Suffice, they took our jobs, our shelter. Republic Services, a foreign registered entity, for-profit, registered in Florida. CEO Donald Slager hires Mexicans that refuse to work labor with a white man. And every day that white man labored with them and did it 101%, like he currently hands Washington Crab Producers Incorporated, a subsidiary of Pacific Seafood Incorporated, a Frank Deluche, as history reflects, treason. For when you hurt an American in free will, when you take their jobs and you hand it to criminals, that is treason. Suffice. Pep Boys hires Mexicans, can't even speak English, but refuse to service a white man. Pep Boys. Mexicans let tire lugs loose. We drove 40 miles a day. 6 days a week. Tell me, Reverend Samuel Rodriguez of the Merit, should you go to Pep Boys and let the Mexican leave your tire lug nuts loose and cut the sugar tit to the spare? Accountability lacks protocol in ego and action. Orwell received a letter from Washington State's EDD. Mind you, I fought this case. I won this case. They want to know why Orwell left labor writing. Stephen Cooper, Tacoma, Washington. I need to go see James Sheridan Jr. You will give us our tax information, but you have cost us delays in filing our taxes. And we are not you in corporation, community, or audacity in government. Suffice. Accountability. Share of a corporation who cannot control those they manage. Orwell has returned to work after a layoff that was bogus. They cannot even keep a full crew, for the crew they have lacks clarity of sobriety. And this doesn't mean all of them. It's like not all Mexicans do I regard as beasts of Lucifer. Not all of them. For I have spoken to Mexicans who feel as I do. One woman in Paramount, by a beautiful pool in a park, shared that her son couldn't get a job and he was Mexican. No, you tienes que ser de México or de Sudamerica. And all I hear is this rhetoric about how we can't send back 10 million. A president has done that before and didn't have the understanding that we have now. Accountability. The current administration has a habit of apologizing for America. The current administration should apologize to the Millers of Palacios, Texas, for they lost and grieved. Even to the day that the Vietnamese finally send back his remains. I read it in the paper. I was going to school with this system. It left the family in emotional disarray. Hussein Obama, will you apologize to the Millers? Will you apologize to my tia Brahina Bia? Pardon. Padron, pardon. Will you apologize to her for her dropping supper she was making for us and going to run to the TV just to hear something? Something. Do you apologize to those that survived? Like Honorable Cain. Will you apologize to them, Hussein Obama, for the torture handed them by those that declared war on us? We didn't go to Japan and say, come bomb Pearl Harbor. Make Pearl Harbor a grave for how many warriors? Was it our fault that Japan lacked clarity of God? Did you apologize for all of those murdered in Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya? It just goes on and on and on and on as these nations get worse and worse and worse. We don't want Saudi Arabia to have a nuclear bomb. I think they should start paying for their treacherous souls. They want a bomb maker, let them make a bomb. They got the money. We're not protecting you no more. For you bombed our nation. Accountability. That's government. Now let's go down the line. Corporation. I was a union steward. A union steward. I had 2 clients. They were paramedics. One white boy just couldn't get his desire, his need to hurt the other. This is normal and pandemic, for it has grown worse. Nothing like that to hand the testimony of a species incapable of understanding their harm. Suffice. What of corporations like Palm Communities on Figueroa in Los Angeles? They hire superintendents like Rick, a white man, into pornography. How you doing? Multi-family units. How you doing? Would ask a temporary, how much would I get for selling that? And he pointed to a roll of wire. How does that? It's like paying exorbitant prices for parts just because the government is buying it. Everybody pads their greed and want that it's not theirs to have. Everybody. Oral and I were sitting having lunch, and we parked right in front where the cameras, they're supposed to have surveillance, I understand. They can see, because they have lied, accountability. And that law hurt us economically. Suffice. He pointed to a temporary. Your politically correct have made our man, no, your man, weak, girly man. Suffice, Orwell had to ask for a ride. We're having, do not buy a tractor. And if possible, not an LG. It's Korean, I think. Suffice. He asked the man for a ride. They go down this way. Suffice. The guy said, well, he was talking to the fat one. You know the blonde one? Manteca. The one with the white Mustang. You know the one. Manteca. Suffice, he was trying to clock. You're supposed to clock out. You're getting ready to take your gear off, you clock out. That's the way it's supposed to be. And Oral says, well, Williams, and then they keep track of this and all that. I said, bullshit. Suffice. Padding time. I have seen at that very corporation a black man intermarriage. He was half white, half black. Would arrive not an hour early, but 2 or 3 hours early, and would leave 2 or 3 hours late. Then, mind you, they wouldn't hire Orville. Well, he's a good worker. I have the photographs and the DeMills, the videos to prove it. Zavaz. They hired this man. No, they brought him over from the other plant. They were having problems with him. Zavaz, I tell Orville, how much you want to bet he's clocking in and leaving? Such superior management. How many employees do that? We were living at the Holiday Motel right across from 200 Eastall. The night crew would come at breaks, and the breaks were more than 10 minutes. They were doing narcotics, prostitution, You know how the boys are. They told me to suck their milk root. I'm supposed to feel. Tell me how. Define to me Christian women who follow our Jewish God, Lord Jesus. How am I, a Christian, supposed to feel? A holy woman, by choice and free will. How should I feel? Again, accountability. Suppose not only did they take our food from our mouth, they also denied us shelter. For Harry the search spray and Becky Daniels, Mr. Weideman's friend, know these people. I have gone, when I was thinking about when we were going to rent Miss Daniels' home, and I told her, you know, she told us ahead of time she was going to sell it if she could. The thing is, I told that white woman, oh, and her son called to make sure she was all right. I tell you, it is the criminals who are hysterical. Suppose I told that white woman, I think she works at that Nazi hospital in Aberdeen. I said, we don't need a mansion or a cement pond. 4 walls, a potbelly stove, and an outhouse would do just fine. And not too long before that, Westport Food Bank, a patron, told us they're from here. I told them our situation. We were living in a tent, and we had the funds to move into an apartment. Suppose, pardon me, it's stress. I know it's not dementia. It is stress. Suppose accountability. At Republic Services on 67th and Paramount is a plant. Over 200 drivers of Republic Services. I'm learning how to be a storyteller, so be patient or not. Suppose what happened in Republic Services is happening now at Washington Crab. And they take great pleasure in humiliating. Great pleasure. Since Orwell has returned, because everyone knows we are for Trump. Everyone. In fact, Birdie, a supervisor, and Jessica, a whatever of Express Temporary, took Orwell into the office and told him he could not vote for Trump. You see how that's okay? Do you see that as okay? Orwell and I have been harmed by the merit of Reverend Samuel Rodriguez. And those are Hispanics and Mexicans, which Obama seems to think our tax dollars should be for them and to increase benefits in Obamacare and increase benefits by allowing them to have Obamacare. Married. Okay, Republic Services. They tried to run him over with a dumpster. Washington Crab Producers Incorporated. Since Orville has returned, he has not had dry reindeer. For the Hispanics, the Mexicans, are disturbed that I am so vocal, and we pack them up and send them back. Just saying, a man, because he's 57 and he's working hard, a man who is recovered from drug addiction since a young age, where he endured child abuse in a state that didn't care, or in Washington. Suffice, today my husband told me, because I was forbidden to go there for lunch or they wouldn't hire him back. Ain't that something? Suffice, Orville told me, for the first time, I have my gear is dry. Ain't that something? He worked from 5 in the evening to 6 in the morning in wet gear, in toxic. And he agrees to work in that condition. They didn't even have safety glasses for him. A multi-billion-dollar corporation. It took 2 days for them to get it. The next day they gave it to him. Then these Mexicans, like Jose, Orville says his name is Jose. I thought it was Marcus T. He was fired by William Sakosi, the manager. And that on bad terms. He came back. Not only did William Sakosi allow him to come back, they got him a trailer and a vehicle. Ain't this something? Then he showed his appreciation by trying to break a machine, an otter, that would stop the protocol for seafood processing. That's how much he hated the white man. In front of the city inspector and the safety inspector, he not only shoved with his foot and shovel so much bile shell from the crab that it broke the otter. Instead of Orville engaging in a fist of cuffs, I am a good wife, and God is a great creator. He has learned and is learning at 57. No, he didn't take in the provocation to fight. He returned to his workstation, tried to fix the otter and everything. And his reward for that was to be laid off. Not moved to an area that is begging for diamond philosophy. Team player. Imagine that. Is it like that with your boss? Now let me get back to this thing with these paramedics, and they make good money. The good one came over and said, Miss Frey, I need your help. I felt odd him calling me Miss Frey. He's a paramedic. Highly educated, highly trained, highly skilled. And he had another paramedic, highly skilled, highly educated, who was just wanted to bully him, like what Orville is going through now. He is blessed that he's got a good boss. Dell is a good boss. I gave him a shopping curl treat. I appreciate you watching, because my husband is my EBT. My husband is my Corvette. My husband of 32 years, a whoreman like my father, and brother-in-laws is my government program. The only difference is we're not on an entitlement. For entitlements have broken this country. Orwell is working with someone. Oh God, so much bullshit. Who had to go to court for stealing, and he thought he was going to get a misdemeanor. What kind of bullshit? And then he lets it slip. His girlfriend works there. Oh, such bullshit. Anyway, there is no fucking accountability. You fucking steal, baby, you're going to do some time. We're going to figure out what the fuck is wrong. And you know they're going to break you. Our prisons are set up to rehabilitate, but to come back. To keep the corporation going. Survives accountability. I have witnessed when you're married and you have grown up among men like Orwell. I learned it from my mama. My mama would be there before the boat even set the horizon. Mother was there. And those times she couldn't be there, she regretted it. And she didn't let it walk again. Survives accountability. We allow these things. Like the union, SEIU, who supports Hillary Rodham Clinton, a crooked woman, a deceitful woman, an untruthful woman, an abomination in greed and self-serving. Survives. Nothing could be done. The director was thanking me. I said, I did nothing. That other fool, you're going to have to fire him. And they wouldn't. It's like they got people here. Today, I just walked around where the FRC International Waste Solution Machine is kept. It stinks. Then I saw Steve. Oh my God. If Steve spent as much time as he does on trying to find my husband a maid and trying to break our vow in his work, perhaps that place wouldn't stink and look so nasty. He murders birds. I'm going to ask bird lovers, what do you think of a corporation that allows their employees from temporary to permanent to murder birds? I saw them with gun out there. I was stunned. Then the Mexicans from Express Temporary getting eyes. Bird lovers, where are you? This is too much for me. I need some help. I don't need your money. I need your just cause. Do you love birds? Then you send a letter to the city council. What the hell is going on here? And then, because Steve and I have history, not pleasant history, I say stay the fuck away, and he can't. Surprise, he snakes out like a little drag queen around the corner. And at the same time, Orwell and I were like, I don't talk to that fool. It's his fault. I don't have a job there. And he just goes on and on and on about it. But the thing is, these people have nothing better to do in their life than to provoke and hand bullying. For this is bullying. Suffice, we had asked for an advance of $40. $40. This is money Orwell has already made. We get paid next week. But I have a doctor's appointment on Wednesday the 1st. I have not had primary care in 11 months, 11 months, I had brittle diabetes. I was at St. Peter's, Providence, in Olympia. They could not read my glucose. It was so high. They could not read my blood pressure. This is care in a Democrat state run by a governor the caliber of Jay Eastley. No, too much wrong, too much harm, and yet they're telling this is how you're supposed to act. I want to ask diabetics, what does your feet feel like when you run sugars from 300 to those that can't even be registered? How does your feet feel? How does your hand feel? Then you tell me how I should feel. Let me speak to American Christians who follow the Lord Jesus Christ, our Jewish God. What would you do if I took your insulin from you? What would you do? What would you do if the pharmacy you went to, Twin Harbor Drug, gave me a meter that don't even work? It miscalibrates. Didn't even sell me the picker for my hand. And the box that gave me a picker don't go on my one touch. And to this day, they still didn't give me my test strips. So you said to me, how should I feel? Then I have all this bullshit from these ignorant people at this place. It is not our fault that this community lacks God, much less understanding of what disparity is. Suffice, I feel real good. But you see, these kind of corporations are run by people like William Waterman, who has in free will harmed me and brought all people offline to harm me. Then the cops you tell me how to feel. I want to understand. Tell me how to fucking feel. Bird lovers, are you out there? You come to the sanctuary to see this bird. It is a botanical garden. It is a zoo. Bird lovers, do you stand with murdering birds like you stand with murdering whales, dolphins, seals? You cannot say you are of God when what you reflect is bad. You cannot. You cannot. Yesterday, mind you, I had gone to the city council here in Westport, like I did in Aberdeen, like I did in Los Angeles, nothing changes. Suppose I told them. First I went to ask for shelter. I told them what Westport Food Bank said. Not the food bank, they're patrons. They're from here. Suppose I told them they couldn't help me with shelter. I have to go to some kind of procedure stuff and bullshit. I'm not the one. I paid my debt to my country. In the bullshit I have walked and survived. Suppose as I was getting ready to leave, I turned to Chief Rose now and his little Gomer, and to the city council. I say, I will be Martin Luther King in protest. I said, I will wear my flag. And that nasty, glutton, fat Mayor Beverly told me, you wear her proudly. How many times did these cops come out to terrorize me? How many times? Accountability. Accountability. Suppose I don't see change. I'm a knower. I'm a seer. I'm a mystic. I'm ashamed. I see no remedy. No remedy. Oh, you expect too much of President Trump while you expect nothing of yourself. You do your little charity work, you do this, it's soft strokes, oh, I'm a good person, I feed the world, oh, I'm a good person. You've been feeding the world for over 64 years or longer and you still can't get them fed. Suppose yesterday, because I practice. Now, I'm a product, 101% from my Lord God. 101%. Everything I do is for God. Everything. I practice, I write songs, the Holy Ghost does. I have no talent. Promise, I don't. You can have everything I want. You pray like I pray in perpetual grace, and you can have everything I have, and you will be stoned. You will be stoned. 30 days is a habit, I understand. You turn to God, and you'll feel it, I promise. And He'll do things for you to prove He loves you. But like I tell my husband, you turn to God or you lose your mind. Boy, it runs in both of our families. Alzheimer's. Very close. I mean, we're talking family. And he can't. He tries, but he can't. Temptation is one hell of a free will. And when you got it before you, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. And it's hard to endure. But when the options are audacity and bullshit, God will send a manna that will hand your reward in grace. Our marriage is most intense and always has been. I took an 18-year break. But the thing is, life has a way. If it's meant to be, it will be. I had breast cancer. It grew to be a fetus, stage 4. I had nowhere to go. In Lake Jackson, they told me that if I didn't leave the state of Texas, I would die. I had nowhere to go but to Orville. And his whores, and his others, and this and that, whatever. I remember when I first arrived, I had to get away. I had to walk. I remember sitting in a donut shop in Vermont, and I felt so betrayed by God. Mind you, his whore and him picked me up. His boss was pimping him for men. It was all just, and I had this fetus growing in me. But God used that and gave me strength and perseverance. Well, worse got worse. And then I knew we had to leave Los Angeles. I was protesting the Mexicans. They wanted to kill me. Oh, these people. Anyway, then I tried Portland, and that was a mess. Portland's a mess. Senior services, protected services, I got all DeMille's, recordings. I hurt their feelings, and they were determined they were going to hurt me, and they did. And they hurt others who were in my same situation, and we would talk, and they would hurt others. So it's like, no, government is too big when you got egos like these bulldaggers and these sodomites changing the rules. It just don't walk. People are being hurt every day. I don't give a good goddamn about these millenniums. And my nephews and nieces are millenniums. And most successful. Most successful. But if they think like y'all, I don't. There ain't no family of mine, just DNA. Because when did it happen that you don't care about the homeless? You don't care about the addicted? You don't care about what corporations do? You don't care about a government lost in the Slurpee? You don't care that government asks for us to hand them respect as they hand us disparity without opportunity? You don't care that these police are so rogue that they got it on themselves, but they can do whatever the hell they want. Surprise. I'm really frustrated that he's in the same situation with the same kind of people. I like it. He's working many hours, for that will help us both. I hated it. Steve, I can just see that. And he's married. Oh my God. Surprise, I hate it. And then this morning, I tell you, when these bitches were raised by whatever raised them, they sure were sensitive. Surprise, I will be leaving to pick up my husband at 4. Hopefully I find a place to park. No, this is bullshit. While I'm walking, you're walking. Call me a liar. While I'm walking, you're walking. My sisters, some have divorced because of their husband's need. Some are going through it right now. All of them have been affected by Samuel Reverend Rodriguez. What I go, you're going through. You tell me you never had a bad boss? That's a lie. You're going through it right now. And you have gone through it. You're telling me you don't have peers? Like the ones at Washington cried that soil his gear because they're disturbed because we're for Trump. No, this is criminal. And this is your fault. Your fault, your fault, your fault. You see these nasty criminals and their kids tearing up towns. Oh, I'm so glad the police. I'll tell you one good goddamn thing about the cops in Los Angeles. Oh, baby. No. Look. 200 protesters surrounded cop cars who were doing nothing. Nothing. Then artists had their kids throwing bottles at cops. One time at a protest, because I was in a walker in the cane, or was taking me out. My walker caught and I flew back. I did not even touch concrete. I didn't even touch pavement. 4 cops were there like that, and I was in full protest regalia costume, whatever you want to call it. They didn't hesitate. They picked me up. I didn't. No, there are good cops like they're good people. I met a good lady today at my place where I go to see the altar. Nice dog. Then this white man with these 2 vicious dogs, she immediately picked up her lovey. Her name was Honey, I think. His name was Honey. I put Garcia in the truck right away. I don't know what's wrong with this white trash. If they can't control their goddamn bitches, they need to put them on a leash. I gotta find somewhere else to go. I want to try Grayland. I'm afraid I'm gonna get stuck on the beach. No, this is bullshit. There are laws for a reason, and that's to be adhered to. And places like these, sanctuary cities like these, states, they are harming the America as they hand the criminal everything. Everything. I stood today as I waited for Wonderful, because I parked across the street. I gotta get a truck that can parallel park for me. I think it's too late for me to learn how to parallel park. And then the goddamn line. Oh! Surprised I moved the truck over. I made sure Orville saw me so he wouldn't go over to see Steve, or Steve wouldn't come and get him. Oh, such nasty bullshit. So, boss, I stood out there and I looked at that flag. What's missing is prayer in the classroom. What is missing is the Pledge of Allegiance in the classroom. What is missing is the 10 Commandments in the classroom. For you have grown in generation upon generation upon a generation. Each generation taught the other generation how to hate even more and more and more. How to hurt, how to be mean girls. I stood and I looked at that flag and I said, wow. America is no more. America is no more. We were denied a cash advancement of $40 by a corporation that has enfeebled, harmed, terrorized. I've had them verbally attack me. Today at the 91 Pond, oh, you should see it was packed. Hey, support hell, because that's where you're going, baby. You know, you just look over it and you wonder, God, that's all you got to do. Sit on a stool. Well, support your shit. But anyway. Oh. It's hard. It's hard. To be angry at him than to see how he is treated as bitches. God, you know, I thought Los Angeles was bad. God dang, these whores, these white whores, blacks, green, yellow, everyone. Everyone. Oh, told me that one guy that got that whatever. He stole, he wanted to get off free with a misdemeanor. His girlfriend works there. I said, oh my God. I look forward to the day that he will willingly retire, and he won't. Or will we work till the day he dies. He'll never miss work, and he'll give it 101%. And yet, a diamond philosophy can't even mate in ego, much less action. Fair win-win in equal opportunity. And that's something. Oh, kept saying, a bunch of checks theirs except ours. Ain't that something? Then a co-worker told Laurel he paid me $40. It's terrible. No, America is no more. I see that flag and I look under it. The museum needs money, and not for staff. No more races. That museum needs money. It needs more relics. It needs more. That museum needs to represent what that harbor represents. A lifetime as a fishing port. Y'all need to, well, you can't talk to Westport. Y'all need to make a donation to that flag, so when it tears, they can buy another. They need to have a box out there to raise funds for the next flag. You people are incredible. Anyway, in grace of God, be blessed in the man's of the man's. America. I offend you because you know what I say is true. But to admit that it is true, that God walks, and all I can do, you can too, it's too much. It's too much point of reference you must develop, for you have none. And your mother sought to that. Suffice. No, you expect too much of Donald Trump, our 45th President of the United States of America. Too much. And yet you cannot even reach the bar of humanity. You crazy. Little Marcus, did you say you support Trump? What? Must be a full moon. Suffice, I will go pick up my husband at 4. Knowing what time the others get there, I'll get there before so I can have a parking place. And I will enjoy the flag. From where I'll be parked, I'll be able to see the flag. And Mexicans, your flag means so much to you. We'll wrap you up in it and send you home. Audacity. Audacity. Survives in grace of God be blessed. In a minute of a man. And I hope you like fall. Trump's birthday's coming up. If each person who supported Trump sent him $125, this is what Silk and Diamond said, $125, he'll have $1 billion. $1 billion. And that would take it. Because that Hillary, she sold her soul. No, we must help Trump. And not because it's going to help us. It's going to help our children. Our hope. Our hope. Anyway, I got to get stuff together. I want to rest before I go. I'm stunned. I'm stunned by the power of Lucifer in the souls like yours. Nothing can be done. Nothing can be done. In grace be blessed. Amen. Amen.